All right. What's up, everybody? I know I'm just getting started, so I'm gonna wait until you wait a couple minutes for everybody to come. Oh, okay. That's Shar in the house. Okay. Yeah, I'm over here sharing it out real quick, and then I'm gonna get started. Should do that before I went live, but it is what it is. All right. Shared it out. So yeah, like this today's subject we're gonna talk about what is pain and pleasure really. And and this idea kind of came up with last night after party. They were talking. They were talking about stuff, and I mentioned that like both of them on the same centers, both playing and pleasure are apart are share the same centers, and I mean of course Bridget disagreed with me, so I'm so it gave me an idea. Well, let me see if I can try to explain it because I know I heard it before, but I can kind of I'm gonna like read some articles, read a couple of articles from medical websites that may give more insight onto it than I could actually say about it. So I'll go ahead and get this screen share going. Oh yeah, Bridget,
Okay.
you wanted to say anything before I get started?
No, I'm all down for this is some stuff some people may be able to understand and because I know. Well, are we gonna be on like emotional pain or physical pain, or is it gonna be
Um,
all of it?
I don't know if it's so. I mean, I think most part, I think it's just to show it like well, I mean, I guess like pain. Yeah, I think it's more like physical pain, like how both of them share the same thing and how they're both connected. Because I've heard of some stuff like where people feeling you know take pain long enough, they kind of start liking it for some reason, for whatever reason.
Wow.
Even if they never
Hmm.
really liked pain like
I
before.
don't know what type of personality type. So now that I do now that might get deep because I know there's people they've been hurting and they will inflict pain on themselves to try to use that pain to distract from another pain. But um, I guess I don't care for pain. I never have. I've never tried to. I
Yeah.
wonder if that's a that I don't know. This was definitely brand new brand new to my game because pain is pain. And I don't like how it feel, whether it be emotional, your heart, physical pain that you can't, none of it's enjoyable. Okay, I can't find it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put gonna put this one of the articles up that can maybe kind of explain it for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and activate the screen share. Let me see. Okay, we got it up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it from there. Okay, so this from the University of Michigan. Said pleasure and pain. The studies brain shows pleasure chemical is involved in response to pain too. And this is, I think this, I don't know if that's a city or a person, but say Ann Arbor, Michigan. For years, the brain chemical dopamine has been thought of the brain's pleasure chemical, sending signals between the brain cells in a way that rewards a person or animal for one activity or another. More recently, the research has shown that certain drugs like cocaine and heroin amplify this effect in action that may lie at the heart of drug addiction. And a new study from the University of Michigan adds a new twist to dopamine's fun-loving reputation, pain. Using sophisticated brain scanning and a carefully controlled way of inducing muscle pain, the researchers showed that the brain's dopamine system is highly active while someone experiences pain, and that this response is let's see, this response varies between individuals in a way that relates directly to how the pain makes them feel. It's the first time that dopamine has been linked to pain in response to humans. So it says the finding was published in the October 18th issue of the Journal of Neuroscience. I mean, issue of the Journal of Neuroscience may help explain why people more likely require a drug addiction during times of intense stress or their lives. It may also yield clues to why some, but not other, chronic pain patients may be prone to developing addictions to certain pain medications. And it gives further evidence that vulnerability to drug addiction is a very individual phenomenon, one that can't be predicted by the current knowledge of genetics and physiology. It appears from my study that dopamine acts as an interface between stress, pain, and emotions, or between physical and emotional events, and that is activated with both positive and negative stimuli, says senior author John Kerr Zubita. I don't know how to pronounce that. MD, PhD, professor of psychiatry and radiology at the Medical School as a member of the Molecular and Behavioral Neuroscience Institute and Depression Center. It appears to act as a mechanism that responds to the salience of a stimuli, the importance of to the individual, and makes them relevant for them to respond to. The study, which involved 25 healthy men and women, showed that dopamine was active in areas of the brain region known as the basal ganglia. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not. The same reason where it has been observed to respond to positive stimuli such as food or sex. But when researchers induced pain in the volunteers' jaw muscle and asked them to rate different aspects of how they were feeling, differences emerged in specific sub areas of the basal ganglia. For example, the more a person rated the pain as causing emotional distress and fear, the more dopamine was released in the area known as the nucleus accumbens. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. The same region implicated in drug addiction. That effect persisted even after after research control for negative emotional effects caused by the actual research setup, which included a needle inserted into a large jaw muscle and expectation of pain and repeated questioning. Similarly, dopamine release in two areas of the basal ganglia, the putamen and the caudate nucleus, was strongly correlated with the rating of how intense and unpleasant the pain itself was on a scale of 0 to 100. The authors included that in some areas of the basal ganglia, dopamine was involved in assessment of pain itself, while the ventral area or the nucleus accumbens was related in emotional experience of pain. Okay. So let me see how long this is. Yeah, it look like it's gonna. Well, I guess I'll try to keep reading. Uh, the study used positron emission tomography, I don't know how to pronounce that, or PT scanning that allowed researchers to calculate the level of dopamine activity by measuring the percentage of dopamine receptors on the surface of brain cells that were active. To do this, the drug rasulopride, which had been attached to attached to a short-lived radioactive form of carbon. The drug binds to the same receptors that the dopamine does, so more of it could be seen in a specific brain area. Less dopamine was present, and vice versa. Okay, I keep reading this, but the more they keep, hey, guess how you doing? The more they keep, yeah, I don't really know all these medical terms, but from what I'm looking
And
at so far, it's pretty much said. I guess the pleasure pain can be emotional as well. But let me take a quick look at this article, see if this one's a little bit yeah, this looks like this a little more easier to understand. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch that one off and put this one on because all these medical terms I'm not familiar with, and I don't want to confuse everybody. So okay,
at least
so
you're
we can
honest
look
about
at
it and
the
not trying to
arbiter
come on
deck.
here
So
like
we're
you a
gonna pick that
doctor
one,
with a PhD.
and put pleasure pain. Of course, talking about how they activate the same part of the brain. This one probably give more of a short but detailed explanation. It was saying scientists have found pain in the same brain circuits that give you pleasure. That won't make you cry until you laugh, but it's likely to lead better ways to measure and treat chronic pain. You good to go?
Oh,
Frustrated with not being able to help patients with remitting pain, David Borsuk, associate professor of radiology at Harvard Medical School, decided to see precisely what happens in people's brains when they feel pain. Working with the assistant professor of radiology, Lino Becerra, Hans Breiter, and other colleagues at Massachusetts General Hospital. He heated the hands of 8 volunteers enough to hurt while they underwent brain scanning. The scans show activity not only in brain regions typically associated with pain, but also in those devoted to enjoying pleasurable things like food, drugs, and sex. This new pain register provides, for the first time, a way to objectively assess chronic pain. Researchers say instead of asking a patient to rate his or her pain on a subjective scale of 1 to 10, physicians can attain a direct measurement from the brain by defining the brain circuitry that's specific to the type of distress a patient feels. We can determine the best treatment, Borsuk notes. Instead of dealing with general complaints of stomach or chest distress, doctors may be able to determine if the hurt comes from the pancreas, the heart, or some other organ. When people come to an emergency room with what they think is a heart attack, the doctors need to ascertain whether an ache or a twinge actually originated in the heart or, for example, in the esophagus. In the future, such pain evaluations may influence workmen's decisions about disability benefits, and detect if a patient is faking pain to obtain drugs. I'm absolutely confident, says Borsuk, that in 3 to 5 years, ordinary brain image for pain patients will be as routine as a blood test. So now they got something talking about getting better treatment. One of the first applications of this discovery could be a tool to evaluate pain medications. Morphine, other opiates have effect on the body that go beyond relieving pain. Do these help the hurt or do they produce unnecessary side effects? Functional brain scans, which can tell which drugs are the best painkillers, Borsuk says. As opposed to producing images of bones, tumors, and other structures, functional magnetic resonance scanning detects what is happening in terms of how the brain functions. While undergoing such scans, 8 volunteers had to get their hands gently warmed or painfully heated. First, they were exposed to 25 seconds to a temperature of 106 degrees Fahrenheit, just below the level of which pain fibers in all mammals, from mice to humans, becomes activated. During subsequent scans, heat was increased to 115 degrees Fahrenheit, which produces a burning feeling without causing skin damage. The resulting sensations of heat were only well expected to activate only well-known circuits deep in the center of the brain, some which release natural painkillers. It did, but in the seconds before these circuits switched on, the experimenter saw activity in the area that usually responds to rewards such as money, good food, and sex. In that area, called the nucleus accumbens. Okay, so now you know what that means now. It sits close in front of the brain in the previous map pain sensors. Experiments done by others at Massachusetts General Hospital and elsewhere show that this small region lights up when people and animals experience pleasurable sensations ranging from tasty food to the light of a beautiful face. In more recent experiments, results which have not been published. Borsuk and his colleagues gave low doses of morphine to healthy volunteers and found out that this also stimulated activity in the nucleus accumbens. Together with the other work done by Hans Breiter and his colleagues at Massachusetts General Hospital, these studies demonstrate for the first time the existence of a single subconscious system that responds to a continuum of emotions from pain to pleasure. At present, all pain treatments are based on the classic sensory circuits that respond by activating the release of general nostalgia. I think it's nostalgics. I'm not sure, but it's painkillers. Borsuk comments the discovery of emotional circuits could well be the key to defining new targets for treating chronic pain. Pain becomes disease. Borsuk only tested men. Pain in same circuits same circuits in both sexes, but the level of activity rise and fall during the menstrual cycle. But investigators plan more tests and analysis to pin down these female variations. An estimated 40 million men and women in the United States suffer chronic pain, defined as continuous aching lasting longer than 6 months. Such people run risk of being anxious, depressed, and even suicidal. They go from specialist to specialist to find relief often without success. Unable to provide help, doctors become frustrated. Treating chronic pain patients is some few physicians want to do. Also comments, pain can transform a normal brain to an abnormal one. He continues, pain becomes not just symptom of disease, but a disease itself. So I guess we can probably stop there for a minute. Oh yeah, shout out to Jess, hey Shar, hey Sunny. So I guess like what you heard so far, Bridget, what do you think about it? You there, Bridget? Oh, Bridget, you there? I guess she must be busy for a minute. Well, guess till she comes back, I'll just read some more then. Let me go ahead. All right. So, understanding the relationship between the emotional and sensory circuits in the brain offers hope of finding new ways to treat this kind of pain. Morse thinks of it as an alteration of pain pleasure continuum. Things previously were pleasant and rewarding may no longer be so when a person is in chronic pain. We need to find ways to rebalance this circuitry. Well, I guess I could keep reading this, but I was just only trying to explain it. So I mean, I think that's something I will later. But yeah, that was what I read. That explains how pain and pleasure are connected through the and I kind of learned something reading this too. The dopamine controls the negative and positive emotions. So whatever make you feel good and whatever hurts you is controlled by the dopamine. So I guess I'd assume like if someone have like this have there's people out there have a rare condition where they can't feel pain. I guess they wouldn't be able to regulate their dopamine, I would assume, or they don't have it in their systems. But Breeze, are you there? Okay, I'll keep talking because I'm gonna say a little bit more. I guess if she comes back, it'd be cool. Not I'll just give my thoughts, and I guess we'll end. I was hoping for more of a conversation, but I guess she got busy. But yeah, as far as that, like the dopamine controls both of the centers. So I guess like if you get used to, I guess you overdose in pain, you get too deep into pain. I guess you can, guess they can start. I guess they can explain why. I guess that explains why it could feel pleasurable. And I guess when you overdose in pleasure, I guess it could feel painful. I guess haven't really done either one, but overdose in either one. But I mean, well, I guess I can say I have as far as maybe something sweeter. Eat some really good food and your stomach start hurting even though it tastes good. And and I mean, I guess like in that sense, or maybe let's see well, I guess we're making drugs, so the drugs, yeah, they make you feel good. These drugs make people feel good and make feel good and keep them addicted to that. Okay, Bridge, trying to say something.
There you go, baby.
Okay.
Close.
You got it to close. Oh, one more time. Going back.
Hold on. I might my okay, hold on. Okay. Say something again. I think I might have had my volume low. You there, Bridget? Okay, okay. Well, yeah, as far as good food and all that, and like I said, like people get addicted to certain things and these and yeah, like they get caught up in that high and the more they get caught up in the high, they can't be brought down to it. Hey, Mahogany, how you doing? Shout out to you. More and more people get addicted to the high, it's hard to come down from it. And once you getting addicted to that pleasure for a certain amount of time, I mean, I don't know personally, but this is just from like what I'm analyzing, uh, that like the more and more the person start feels that high, the harder it is to let go, and like try to actually once they actually get cut off from the actual from the actual, pain, from the actual drug, they start, when they start feeling that withdrawal, and that pain starts hitting them heavy. Their body starts, you know, starts doing, I guess we'll call it remission, and they start
All
making
right.
they physically getting sick because they can't, because that drug was giving them such a high. It feels so good.
Well, I was listening. I had the contract today with Hammer and Saw, they about they leaving now. I ain't want y'all to have to hear
Okay.
all that. Yeah, they good. They about they
Okay.
gone. They wrapped up. Um, when if you really are in pain though, for people that have legitimate pain issues, which is a real thing, they don't the medicine for them will first go towards their pain. The timer on because it says zero over here, y'all. Hey, what's going on when it says zero? Did you turn the timer on? It's gonna be burnt. Well, y'all get out from. All right, now there's gonna be a food burn. Don't tell me sorry. You're gonna be the one with the burnt food. Y'all better listen to me when I tell you set timers on stuff. Cause I'm multitasking. So okay, so they're gonna feel if they're in legitimate pain, it's gonna go to the pain first. That's for true people with real pain and real health issues.
Yeah.
And they feel a different type medication because I remember from having my surgeries and all that type of stuff. I just stopped hurting. I never felt, ooh, I'm on a cloud. I feel good. I just wasn't hurt. I couldn't feel the aftermath of the pain versus someone else's who's just taking something. They feel something different. They feel
Yeah.
a total, and I don't know, they would feel something different. They don't have pain. That's why it became such recreational uh, drugs. I mean,
Yeah.
recreational for people because they're having a good time. I guess it's like you said, it's a high for
Yeah.
them versus somebody who is actually suffering and they just not feeling anything. It just take them out of pain. So that's why I was.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Then you
mean,
got the other pain, like when people like the SNN, people um substitute one pain from another. Pain that's a very intense topic. Like I don't even know. I feel like I'm qualified to hardly even talk on it because there's
yeah.
emotional pain. I've never found a way to get out of emotional pain except through um, long suffering and prayer and meditation. And sometimes it's just gonna hurt. It's like shit. I'm just gonna have to get ride it on out.
Yeah. 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 I mean, like how to explain, like, by the scientists that were doing the research on it, was saying it had to do with the dopamine. Let me bring mahogany into here. But it had to do with the mahogany. Mahogany. I mean, not mahogany. I said mahogany. The dopamine. Yeah, got me adding you into, like, oh, mahogany control the pain pleasure center. Like, hey, how you doing, mahogany?
I'm fine. First, I just want to say hi to this speech is better and everybody in the chat.
Hey,
Yeah,
Mahogany.
Hey, I just thought I'd jump up just for a second just to show support. Zero was one of the first people to ever come on my panel, so I just wanted to show a little support. Yes,
okay.
I'm not gonna stay up long though. And I kind of came in late, so you guys are gonna have to fill me in. I see that you guys are talking about pain. Are you?
Well, we were talking about how, like, pain and pleasure were like a part of, are like in the same, like, brain centers, like, and like I read like a couple articles of scientists explaining it, and from what I've got from it was saying, like, the dopamine in your system controls both
Uh-huh.
the pain and the pleasure.
Yeah.
Now there's a part of the brain I know with where it tells your brain, they can't cut that out though, because then you won't be able to feel any pleasure. I know what you're talking about because pain
Yeah,
doctors would say, okay, if your brain feels, that's the first thing that tells you that your body is in pain through your brain. If
yeah,
somehow people are able to fix that, they can help people who are suffering but that are in pain that they can't help. But then sometimes you need pain to tell you something's wrong. It's pain that tells you, oh my gosh, something's wrong with my body. So you can't have it both ways. Like, hey, let's cut off all the ability for people to feel pain by tampering with the, neurological aspect. And then here you go, folks who got something wrong won't even know it because their body didn't feel it,
Yeah. That's why I mentioned earlier, like, they're like, the rare people that can't like feel any pain. I would think they wouldn't. They don't really. I wouldn't think they may not be able to reduce dopamine like everybody else. If I'm assuming, but I would have to look that up though. But
which is then why they make other stuff for which is why some people end up with all types of depression. They were born clinically depressed or whatever, because it's like their style all the time, the ability to feel happy or to be, they can't feel that, so they got to be on pumped up with dopamine so that they can at least get through the day without feeling like wanting to drive off a cliff. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's like, my goodness, where is the balance? And I know for a lucky few people, I will say they have found the balance. They have found the ability to not say, well, I don't want to feel any pain, so I'm just going to be pumped up on this. I don't feel nothing. Now you become numb to the world and numb to a lot of things, and that is not being a human being. Um, Even a bird feels a pain when his wing is broken. So,
all right. So, all right, what you got? What you got to add to it?
Well, it's so deep. I'm gonna be honest. I know a little bit about it, but I don't know as far as the hormones like dopamine. I gotta be honest. I gotta educate myself on that. But um, you know, like there was something that she said that I was thinking about. As far as some people having like low levels, I know that. Oh God, I'm trying to think of how to say this without giving out way too much information. But I myself have struggled with, I guess some depression in the past and stuff like that. And so I went to see a therapist, and I do know that, you know, um, that there's medicine for such things, but there's a lot of natural. Like I'm really into natural herbal therapy, and so I've been researching this a little bit, but I don't want to take the conversation off. So, um, yeah.
oh my God. I'm glad you said that. I'm going to take advantage. I feel like I owe it to my people, my tribe, my community, those of us who are starting to gather together. Some of us are, have the benefit of insurance, some don't. Either way, I think those of us that may have access to things, we need to use it. And I found some holistic doctors. I'm gonna and they'll take my Blue Cross Blue Shield, because there was a friend of mine kept having these god awful headaches. Nothing would stop
Right.
it. He went to this holistic doctor. I don't know. He said he's like they gave him some plant, something very simple. He has never had a headache again. Okay. Now I don't know what they gave him. He's not the type. He's a very loner, a lone wolf, So he's not the type that just would understand, hey, you supposed to brought that back and shared it. So I have their card, and I'm going to make an appointment, and I'm going to just, even for everything I can think of, even if it ain't me, I'm going to go in, because since it's already paid for, right? I think I owe it to my people and my friends and peers to go in and say, hey, I went to the holistic doctor. I found out this, uh, this natural thing right here will take that away. Because insurance apparently is a privilege that everyone should have and a luxury that everyone should have, but we don't. So I'm going to go to the, like you said, natural things, because they'll have stuff online and say, oh, try this and try that. And I'm like, yeah, I hear you, but I want to go to a doctor. You know why? I believe in medicine. I believe in doctors. Yes, I do believe in there are natural things that we can do for ourselves. But I also know it's money in market. But I know that if an insurance is paying for something, then there's no damn well for sure it's gonna work. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm gonna do that as a gift, not just for myself, but for my friends and peers and for my tribe and my soul family to say, y'all, I found out this thing right here can help take away this or add to this. And I'm going to do that. And that's a promise I'm making to myself. Hey, how you doing? I just got an early birthday present, y'all, to the door.
Oh,
Thank you. I'll get my sons to bring it up. I appreciate it.
I want
Be
to say, if I
careful.
said, oh, go ahead. I
No,
suffer
go
from
ahead.
headaches. I suffer from headaches, and I will say, with that, and I couldn't figure out for what was causing them. I will say that trying different things really helped me. I kind of had to narrow it down because for different people, I did find out in the research that I did that different things. There's different types of headaches for one, because I was having not just regular headaches, not just regular migraines. I was having a specific type of headache that comes from the type of work I do. They call it occipital headaches, and it comes from like when you're in a practice where you bend down a lot and you have a lot of pressure, um, blood pressure going down towards your frontal lobe. It causes headaches in certain areas. And see, I didn't know all that. So going to the doctor helped me with that. But basically, they kept on giving me a bunch of drugs, and I didn't feel comfortable taking a bunch of painkillers all the time. Like for a long time, I was just on painkillers, and I didn't like it because as soon as I stopped, the headaches would come back. So that at that point, I started reading a book. I have a book here that I bought by, I don't know if it's Dr. Sabi, or I bought a book from a herbal store, and I started doing natural cleanses and um oh God, infused water. And that really, really, really helped me. Once I started cleaning up my systems, the headache started to go away. So I'm just glad that you brought that up. Yeah.
Okay, so what? So what? I mean, what were? I don't know if you explain had explained this, but what kind of herbal remedies did you try?
Did I do? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I think the ones that helped me the most um was the infused water drinks, and that's basically where you just let fruits and vegetables or whatever you choose. Like some of my favorites, I love lemon and lime mixed together, because you want to kind of alkaline the water. Um, I like mint. I like strawberries, but it's really just flushing your system out. But I would drink. I started off slow. I wouldn't try to like drink a whole gallon. I started off with just drinking a few fourths, and that was my big issue. I just did not like drinking water. I really had to train myself to drink water. And basically, before I ate anything in the mornings, anything, I don't care, a piece of toast, I would force myself to drink like a quart of water before I went to work. And then I would just drink water like on my lunch break, and then it became a natural thing. And then also the natural smoothies, the all vegetable smoothies with just honey, pure honey, for a sweetener. That it really does help. And then I would add like maybe some vegetables to get the vitamins and stuff in. So it did help me. Um, the drugs help too, but like I said, as soon as you get off of them, um, you're back in the same position. And so I said, let me try to do this thing naturally.
So so like is the water infused drinks? Are they like the are they like the juicy, like you juice it and then
You don't have to. No, basically, you can just you can use a strainer if you want to. If you don't like seeds and stuff, it doesn't really. Well, I did. Depending on what I put in the water, I would use a strainer, like for pulp. But you basically just let the fruit or the vegetables, because I use cucumbers sometimes. Like I said, strawberries. You just let it kind of sit in the water for a little while, and it absorbs it, and you can take the. It's like you can use a mesh bag or any type of thing, like you have a tea bag to hold the tea in. You can use that and take it out, and then you just have the flavor of the water without all the pulp. But it does work. But I agree with her. Just I tried a bunch of different things. Oh, and then I don't want to take over the conversation. I thought about. I just kind of jumped in at the tail end, but I do want to say that I have suffered from like chronic pain, and when you do suffer from chronic pain, let me tell you, you will do anything to find the cure, because it gets to the point where you just don't, you're waking up with pain, you're going to bed with pain, and it does start to affect your life, you know. And I was tired of it. It was controlling my life. I wanted to control my life. Um, I've never, like I said, other than the headaches and stuff, I've never been on any drugs. So I just started researching about natural therapies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Because I know, like when I know there's like some doctors who do like internal medicine. So I guess I think that's probably the closest to holistic. I mean, or yeah, holistic. They probably could get it like as far as the medical field anyway.
Right. I want to give it back to This Speech is Better. I am going to look, I'm going to try and actually go find that book really fast,
All
because
right.
since y'all were talking about pain and I was researching pain and um, I know that melatonin is supposed to improve the mood. Vitamin B12, the vitamin B12 complex is good for mood. It has a whole list of things. So I'm going to go try and find the book, and I'm going to listen to you guys. I'll be right back.
All right. Pretty still around. There's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, I guess you're still busy. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, it's interesting about the whole concept of like pain and pleasure being in the same area. I mean, I guess like dopamine acts as a balancer. I mean, yeah, like a lot of people do feel depressed. I guess for what she has said, they need either her or her behind it, whichever one said it first. They need dopamine to at least feel happy about it. Okay, so let me
Is
see.
she back? The beach is better.
I
Is she back?
uh I think she might be doing something else real quick. I'm sure she'll be back.
Okay. I really didn't mean to crash. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you good?
Okay. Yeah, I just really came to show support because you were always so supportive of my channel. I appreciate you.
Yeah, you have like positive content over there. I mean, come over there and ain't no ain't
Yes.
no ain't no drama. Just
No, and you know what, Zero? I try to stay out the drama, but it's hard on YouTube, but I try. Yes. I couldn't find the book, but I oh God, I wish I could. But it just pretty much has a bunch of advice about natural remedies. Like, it's common sense stuff, but we don't always think about it. Like, just getting a better sleep pattern, knocking ways to knock down stress, um, making sure you get regular exercise, cardio exercise, jumping rope, speed walking if you can't jog, things like that to bring down your stress level. Um, oh, I wish I could find it, but I can't. I'm sorry.
so was that what you were doing when you had showed that video? You like running or something like that? Were you trying to?
Oh, oh yeah, I've been pretty athletic my whole life. Like when I was in high school, I ran track. Um, but a lot of people, I talked about this on LAR show. A lot of people don't realize I don't do it necessarily because I like it. I do it because I have to do it. When I don't exercise, I feel really crappy, like really, really um kind of sluggish. I don't feel like myself.
Yeah. Hear about that. A lot of people who work out is like say they feel more energetic. Yeah, and they don't do it. And if they don't work out for a long time, yeah, they say they feel sluggish as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you know what I found out? Like, I'm so glad. I hope she comes back. But she made a good point. It's good to, yeah, try and do things naturally, but it's also good to see a doctor. before I started my natural remedies or whatever, my journey, I did go to the doctor first because I wanted to know what the heck was going on and why I was getting all these headaches. They gave me, the headache medicine and all that stuff, but after a while, I went back to them and I said, you know what, I want to try these natural, because people need to communicate with their doctors. A lot of people are afraid to go.
Yes.
Yes, honey. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you have it.
Oh no, I was agreeing. If if you can get some type of insurance, try
Mm-hmm.
the state, whatever. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I always do not eliminate all these spiritual people out here talking they don't go to doctors and think they can heal their bodies of everything and close their mind and say kumbaya. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
like you're not about to find no brain tumor, okay, in your head.
Exactly. You
And
don't
even
know.
I even tell the
Mm-hmm.
Christian teach. I even tell Christians, you listen. Luke was a doctor, okay? Luke was a doctor. He was not a disciple. He was a doctor. So if Jesus even walked with a doctor, there's a reason for them. They're needed. You use them plus all the other things that you have to be the best you can be. But I think we were talking one day, and one guy had the nerve to say, um, well, people wouldn't have to go to the doctors because it was in ancient times. You women knew how to heal us, and you all were the healers. So you all have forgotten your way. And I'm looking at him like, wait a minute. Oh, so you trying to put off? Oh, so we the reason why people sick because we forgot to heal. Where did you get this from? See, that's misinformation. I'm like,
It is
so you gonna blame
misinformation.
me? You gonna blame us because we forgot we knew how to heal? Okay, well, I don't know nobody who got no healing waters or healing pools
Mm-hmm.
around here, but let's just be realistic. People even went to a healer, which was another word
Right.
for a doctor, which would
Right.
have different herbs and medicines and creams and ointments and wormwood and whatever it was that they needed to get that person um saved. They would even go visit pronounced witches or anybody which basically just dabbled in alchemy and things to try to figure out the science
Uh-huh.
of what was wrong with somebody. So I'm just thinking like, whew, how dare you? But
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
she owed to share information. The internet has too much. There's a such thing as information overload, where there's too much information. They got you 50 million ways of how to fix something, and a lot of people that'll tell you it's right, and then behind it is usually a price. How much does it cost to do all that stuff? You get done with it. It's like, well, dang, I would have rather
Right.
just paid $5 copay.
And
I
then you
mean,
know what, sis? Some people they're giving misinformation too. You made a lot of good points. Misinformation, and then I love what you just said about because I love my mom. I love her to death, but she is one of those people. Um, she's had health problems her whole life, and she loves to say that she's gonna pray about it, and Jesus is gonna work it out, honey. And I support her, but I'm always trying to get on her about um it's important for you to see a doctor too. I'm just always trying to give her
and
that
remind
other.
her that
Mhm.
yeah, and you have to remind your mother. Well, Luke was with Jesus too, and he was a whole
Uh-huh.
doctor. So, yes, of course you pray. He gonna tell you to go see a doctor. I mean, faith without works is dead. So,
That's right. Faith without
combination.
works. Mhm.
It's a combination, but I do know, pain. I don't know what's happened. Maybe we're not as tough as people used to be back then, and actually, maybe they just knew because they would go to war and be literally so wounded and would just keep on going. We get a, cramp in our leg and we down for 3, 4 days. We don't want to get out of bed, So I don't know. If we become soft as humans, or if it's just that we lost that information, or what's happened to us to where it don't take much to take us out the game.
But
And people
too,
they
there's
would go to
also oh,
war fighting. I mean, sword wounds, all type of stuff. Be out on the battlefield with no type of sterilization, just sewing themselves up and going on by life. And we literally get a paper cut and we about to die.
Yeah, what you about to say, Mike?
no, I was just something she said. Oh yeah, and maybe I don't know, maybe because we got a lot of stuff out here now that wasn't in existence back then, like far as disease and stuff. We got HIV and all these other things that we have now that weren't in existence. So yeah, who knows?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And very as far as you're saying about like so stuff like that. I mean, it's like when I was talking about the job, the new job I got, like I mean, it was like crazy tough. I was like, by the time I was done, I was like, man, I thought I was gonna die. I was like, I ain't coming back no more.
So,
And I did come back next day, even though I was telling myself I
mhm,
wasn't coming back. And then I'm there, and when I'm there, I'm like, why am I still here?
mhm.
And I mean, then of course, like a week or two, I guess my body adjusts because I was quick because like it was just hurting my lower back, and then like I guess like after a week or two, my lower back, kind of adjusted, so it's like I no longer felt pain in it, and I was like, able to do what I need
Yeah,
to do. So it's like, so I mean, I think human body can be stronger, but I mean, I guess it can be in some cases, and in some cases, you might need medical assistance to
attention.
help you, yeah, to help out.
Well, like she said, and our men, African American men, they don't like to go to the doctor. We got to drag y'all to the doctor. I don't know what is it about. Well, with this going on, nobody wants to go to the doctor, but I totally agree with what she said about us going to the doctor because that's important because we might think it's one thing and it might be something completely different. We don't know. We don't have the X-rays, the CT scans. You need to make sure it is what it is before you can treat it. In any type of way, whether it's holistically or not. There was something else she said. She brought up so many good points. Um, this is a really good conversation.
And I wanted to pull up one comment because like us when like Sunny Stormy she brought up said she has a fibromyalgia migraine,
Uh-huh.
and I mean I don't know too much about fibromyalgia, but I mean
Myalgia.
but I know about migraines. Like I used to get them a lot as a kid. I
Uh,
mean I rarely get them now, but like I used to get them. I used to get them sometimes, like as a kid, like and the one I had was probably like the more the worst version of it because like before the migraine would come, I would like see like this kind of like blinding light in my face.
oh yeah, yeah,
It was just like that by itself made you feel sick before I even had
mhm,
before the migraine even came. And
yeah.
I have empathy for people with like I've never had migraines, but I remember working with a lady and she'd have one, and she'd have when it came on, she was excused to go into like another office, a dark room, and sit and like work through it. And it didn't bother me, but then and I used to hear people say, "Oh, my knees hurt." Well, I never had knee pain, but then I had knee pain after going through physical therapy. No, before physical therapy, and figuring out what in the world was going down. Why had I worn down my knees? Well, over time, you do a lot of sports, you do a lot of stuff, you wear down your body. When I got knee pain, and oh my gosh, it was the most nagging. It was the most
Mhm.
annoying. When I tell you,
yeah,
it
yeah,
humbled me, and I said, because people like, oh man, my knees hurt. I just cannot see them sitting there rubbing their knees. I just never really felt anything. So it's only through pain have I been able to humbly feel something for somebody else when they say, man, my knees are killing me. I know what they mean, like, because I remember that pain. Thank God I was able to,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
get some
yeah, yeah.
help for it. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine if, like, the pain I remember,
Uh-huh.
I would still remember
Yeah,
sitting and crying myself to sleep. It was horrible. And I just remember thinking, God, how can anybody live like this? This is
yeah,
awful. But there are people that are
yeah,
living
yeah. I
like that,
remember.
y'all.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
remember when I used to do like a lot of like movie jobs, and I was like notice like my knees would just start hurting. I was like wondering why, and like went and looked it up, and like it's pretty much like when your calves and your hamstrings get like really tight, they start wearing on your knees. So like it's like important to like to stretch both of them out so it takes the pressure off your knees. Because when I was lifting stuff, I was using, like when you lift stuff, it's always best to lift from your legs, because try to lift from your arms, you might mess them up, especially if it's something like really really heavy.
Mm.
So I was like, okay, well, let me. It's like I start feeling these. Okay, let me start stretching my thighs out, and start stretching my calves out. And once I really stretch them out good, then my knees stop hurting.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, so
Like
that's
a Pilates stretching. If people not
yeah,
only do you stretch muscles and it'll make you leaner, and it's a secret way to knock off a little bit of weight without putting in a lot of work. But stretching, not only does it release endorphins in your body and it feels so good. And I hate that I've gotten out of the routine that I used to be in, and I would stretch every night
Mm.
and every morning. It felt so
It
amazing.
does.
You don't have to do no special
Mhm.
YouTube video of people doing all type of bends and moves that you can't do. No, I'm talking about just simple, basic leg stretching and pulling those back muscles that we don't pull. When you release those muscles and all the stuff that's just held in there, it does feel good. And he's right, it does take some tension out.
Mhm.
um Releases something. I mean, you don't got to know how to do a yoga backflip, spinning it. You don't have to know how to do all that stuff. I know some people people don't try because it looks so complex, but just do a regular
Uh-huh.
stretch. I would say stay away from what other people doing. Do what work for you. You could just
Exactly.
do simple. I be making up stuff. I used to do Pilates, but I do my own made up version of Pilates. I don't do what the TV tells me to do because I know how my body works, and I know that if I pull one wrong way, I'm gonna knock my back out.
Mm.
So I do my own version of what I know works, and when I do it, even you can lay in bed on your back and do one leg at a time, holding it up and pull it, and it feels like, oh my gosh, all the relief and tension that you just don't, unless you know someone that's, well, I know a lot of athletes know how to be stretched, and they would get it done on the field. But for us regular people, we need stretching. It's so underrated. It really is
It is.
underrated.
And you know what,
yeah,
sis, since you brought that up, if you have a partner, I don't know what it is, but I love partner assisting stretches. When me and my son would go work out, or even me and my boyfriend, we would do partner assisting stretches, which is that added effect. And then you're spending time. It's a bonding technique. It's cute. It's fun. Like I would have my son, say I'm stretching, trying to touch my toes, he would pull. So the way it goes, it's hard to do it without a picture. But so you sit on the ground, you and your partner, you face each other, your feet touch, and you pull each other by your hand. You go one way, almost like a seesaw, and they go the other. Simple things like that, but they're really fun. So yeah, I love stretching.
Yeah, each time,
Mhm.
like you start off being so tight, like you can barely get there, and then
Uh-huh.
by the next couple of days, you can move a little further. By the next week, you can get there. And it
Mhm.
does become fun. And oh man, it makes your muscle lean. I need to be stretching right now while I'm talking,
Can I
but
ask
I'm
you a
making a
question?
commitment. I'm getting older, so I have to commit to doing more stuff if I intend on not having to eliminate some problems that come with age, which is just basically
Right.
normal osteoarthritis, normal things. But some things for those of us are pushed on earlier due to, if you've been in car wrecks or sports and stuff, you tend to get off. Everybody gets arthritis. If you had a broken dang on arm, you'll end up with arthritis or broken
Mhm.
leg. Um, I have to stretch, and I'm going to force myself to make myself, start back doing it, even if it's just before bed, because I've slacked off bad.
yeah. You ain't the only one.
Yeah, and she's right. As we all, I don't want to get in everybody's business. I think we're all older up with here on the panel, older than 35. So,
Well, I'm not
child.
Yeah,
over 35 yet, but I'm getting there.
well, I am.
What'd you say, B?
I said I am. I'm
Yeah,
older
I'm
than
I
way
30.
mean,
older.
I'm knocking on 35.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. I just assumed because you sound so mature and you got the deep voice. I
He
guess
is.
I just.
He's got
Oh,
an old soul and a mature spirit. He does.
oh, okay. Now, you guys, so I'm about to go because I can hear my family downstairs. They cooking, but I wanted to ask you, this speech is better. Do you have your own channel?
I do, and it's unfortunately in the chat no more. We can't even type and go to the channel, but it looks just the way my name is. It's spelled.
Okay.
It's just like that,
Okay, I'm gonna
and it'll
definitely.
pop me up.
What kind of stuff do you talk about? This type of stuff over there too.
Girl, we be talking about anything. We going with the
Okay.
wind. Tell us.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes she is talking.
How long have you had your channel?
A year in April was a year, but I
Okay,
came
cool.
from another sector. I mean, I came from
Mhm.
another platform. I already had Twitter pop. My Twitter was big, and my Instagram was pretty big. And so I
Okay.
kind of had what you would call like a little head start when I came to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I already had this social media, game down packed. So I've been on a
Okay.
year, but it feels like forever because I'm kind of doing the same stuff I was doing over there. I'm trying to bring it over to YouTube. But yeah, we bring up, it's just pretty much it's entertainment. It's definitely entertaining. I put it to you that way.
Uh-huh. That's what I'm talking about. I like that, and
Yeah, we entertaining, okay? I have to be serious in life with a lot. I have a lot of responsibilities. I have a lot of things I have to be serious about. So when I come on, I don't want to be serious every day. I don't want to do
right.
that. There are times for serious things, but if I'm serious on social media, serious in my real life, serious with it, then when can I just be?
Chill out.
So
Yeah.
no, I'm not the page to go to and to be enlightened, to come into some higher self, like, please, okay. I encourage that for everybody, but I'm not that person, okay.
Uh-huh.
You need to have yourself together already and come and laugh and have a good time and just be a human being. Because
Right.
people forgot how to be that. They forgot how to just be human and laugh because they want to be so philosophical. Philosophical. How do you say that? Philosoph
Ph-
Philosophical.
philosophical.
philosophical. There you go. They want to be so philosophical all the time. It's like, it is okay to just be human, right? To be like, what you eating tonight, girl? Okay, like I heard you say your family was cooking. What they got down there cooking, girl?
Well,
Y'all
I'm
about
about.
to
Oh, go
okay,
ahead.
well enjoy your meal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank.
And yeah. All right, Zero. I'll be checking through and popping in and out. It was really nice to meet you. The beach is better. I'm looking for
And
your
I'll
channel
look
right
for you
now.
too. I'll look
Okay.
for
Yeah.
you too. After this, I'll go back and find you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah. I put her channel
Her
in
link
the
in there.
chat. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm
It's
gonna go
great.
over.
Yes, yeah, it was good having you on here, Magna.
No problem, hun. All right, I'll see you
Nice
guys
to
later.
meet you.
You too,
All
babe.
right,
Okay, bye bye.
all right. So you got any
You,
more to say, huh?
yeah, she was sweet. I liked her. That's a very good, some very good energy. She's well rounded.
Yeah,
Cause some people will really come on and like we were trying to talk, and I know we probably should hit this like discussion one opening. Well, we should call this. Well, you want to make it like the intro into us understanding pain
yeah,
and being the center. This should be your intro to it, and this need to keep on because clearly this is too deep for one live because we hadn't even tapped the surface, which I found that myself too. I've started something that's why I was like, "Ooh, this gonna be a series." I don't want to say series, but kind of more like a ongoing discussion. So I guess this will be
yeah,
the intro to what you're talking about because it is a it. I know especially for a family member of mine, and I'm gonna wonder what my mama has. She probably got some stuff to add to it because she's had to go see the neurologist or helping her with her MS because it's so painful. And she goes and see like neurologist, brain doctors. And I was like, what they got to do with it? But they're trying to help with the pain. So we
yeah.
may be able to add some research, Zero.
Yeah. When I first like thought of it, because like the conversation we had yesterday, I was just thinking it was we're gonna do one live on it, and probably gonna cover it, but yeah, like from what y'all said about it, yeah, I guess it does seem like it should be more conversations on it. I didn't
Oh
really
yeah.
know how. I didn't really know it
Well,
was gonna
Well,
go
that was
down that far.
intro. We got a good intro, and we know that definitely the brain and yeah, they got people, and they got some weird lab set up somewhere where they're doing all type of tests on people, and they have people that they allow that people to volunteer to sign up for stuff for cash and for money and research, but that would they don't want that to really pain. They're not making money on people being happy. Pharmacists, they're not going to ever release that research. That's something we will have to
Oh yeah,
dig and find for yourself because they're making money off of pain.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
don't feel good, right? If we knew how
Yeah,
to
yeah,
fix it ourselves, oh, they go, the country would go bankrupt. That's why I was like,
yeah, yeah,
what did
yeah.
I
That,
say? Sex, pharmaceuticals, and music will forever be profitable and run this world.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like Chris Rock said, like said the money ain't in the cure, it's in the comeback.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, if they gave people the the way to actually cure themselves or something like that, yeah, like you said, they would be they would lose all their money. They would,
Right. And that's okay because we know that that's never gonna happen. They money and pharmacies and doctors and the way it's blooming, hospitals, all of the medical care is at the center of everything. Even if you took out, we don't have nowhere near as many courthouses. There's a hospital, emergency family care, everywhere. Every 3 and 4 around every city. It's just they're there for a reason. Some of it is always unnecessary stuff they charge you for, but because it's guaranteed income, booming to support other things, support other things, and in that hierarchy they have with the medical field, no one is going to be able to tear that down. They've made sure that, and that's why those people, if anybody ever, they watch people's research, people start getting a little too close to, hey, now, you got people sitting on research that can never ever speak on it
yeah,
because it would cost everything if they so much, even if they found you too hard tampering it to say finding something, and they watch your research. You have to have permission when you get in the research field to have certain, to pull certain info and intel and medicines and do the equations and the math, and they can see what you're doing. That's why I be looking at folks now with you talking about um radars in the sky watching people. I'm like, no, they're not watching your ass. They don't care nothing about you. If anybody getting watched, or they're paying attention to folks who this close to finding a cure, that who know how to cure a cancer, who know how to take away cerebral palsy. You see what I'm saying? Who know how to do things that would cost trillions of dollars across the world. Nobody is studying your little 3.5 bag of marijuana. So stop acting like you're that important. You don't have no type of knowledge. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's
yeah. I
going
mean,
to change the way the flow of the universe is going. You're not
yeah,
that important, buddy. Sit down, okay? If they are watching anybody, it is those that may have intel or they know are too close to discovering something that they don't want them to, or for it to ever come to see the day of light. And people know that. I know they're sitting around like there's nothing I can do about it. My hands are tied. They don't want to lose their families. They don't want to lose their life or their families. So they only let them get so far. Or if they stumble across it, it'll, like I said, it'll never see the light of day. So we can just
yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's like yeah, it's like even though they may have the stuff like monitoring everybody, it's like just because they monitoring it, they may not. It doesn't mean they necessarily are, paying attention to you necessarily. I mean,
right. It could be somebody close that you know what, people are so puffed up. I'm like, maybe it ain't you they really monitor. Maybe it's somebody. They're looking at the group of the people they're in. You're not that special because I'll be listening to people. I'm like, what is it about you that make you think somebody really took the time? They got a satellite zoomed in on you. What is it that you know? You're not a scientist. You're not a chemist. You're not some type of guru, or you know what I mean. You're just average Joe who coming on here reciting things. What get this idea out of your head that they up there watching you because you got it's something about you. They're about to come. That is a bunch of fairy tale and a bunch of pompous, God like mentality of where people have exalted themselves to think over unnecessarily high of themselves. You see what I'm saying? Because it's
Yeah.
usually the person that thinks lower, or not thinks lower, but acts lower, in the humble person. That's the one they watching. The one that's being real quiet because they know that person, just they know, no, I like my life the way it is. And they've come to peace to understand these things aren't meant to come out. If they are, then it shall on the term that it's meant to come out. Ain't nobody studying you in your what, like a lot of people think they've come to such, enlightenment that they're being spied upon. It's like getting real, like I say, spooky deep. Like y'all stay wanting to be spooky deep with stuff, okay? Want to be
Yep.
spooky deep.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
Illuminati ain't watching you, buddy. The Illuminati, they're not.
well,
They're really not. They're not.
I mean, think about the Illuminati. The Illuminati died out like in the 1500s. They were a group of scientists. Now they,
Allegedly. And they were. They were. And I'm
yeah,
like, you all are so ridiculous. The Illuminati were originally Christians and scientists who brought together science, but also understood the, I don't want to say religion, but you could say the God factor. So they understood the science and the God factor, and that was the birth of the Illuminati. All
yeah.
this other stuff folks be talking about, I'm just be like,
I
wow,
mean,
y'all are so off.
yeah. I'm like looking like, okay, well, you guys have calling them Illuminati. I'm like, you do know Illuminati means enlightened one. So what's enlightened about these people you're talking about?
Right. And it all went back to science. And that even with
Yeah,
the Salem witch hunt and them and killing off a lot of people and trying to brand a lot of folks, which it was just people who came across. They didn't want the church to, they wanted to go along with what they were going along with, and they didn't need nobody debunking it, or they weren't even trying to debunk it. It's just like, you know, they were scientists. So
yeah,
I'm just looking at like, wow, you all don't know. For you to be so smart, you really think the Lumina, yeah, this if they made you, then you know what? Maybe they haven't died off. Because if I had to think like an Illuminati, hypothetically, I probably would throw you off so far to where you actually thought I was out there uh spying on you, making rap songs talking about Illuminati. I would probably have you thinking I'm out here killing folks on, sacrifice. I would have to throw people. They would have to really be. Then I think about this is the mind of people who really want to be hidden in plain sight. They would throw you off on a trail to create an fake alter identity of what you think they are, just so they could work in peace. Because God knows they can't work in peace with some people out here that world hasn't let them. So let them, while they out here making these spooky deep conspiracies on what they think the Illuminati is. Meanwhile, they over there doing us elsewhere, and you would never know, because things that aren't meant to be found out, guess what? You're not gonna find out. That's the whole point of a secret society. And I know this is getting off topic, but
yeah,
secrets go down as they stay secrets. They go to the grave. I mean, no matter what nobody
yeah,
can tell you, even Christians, show me the nail. You cannot show, you can't give me no shroud, because some women, they didn't mean for that to come to light. You can't give me the cross that Jesus was crucified on, that wasn't meant to come to light. You can't give me anything or show me anything, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't meant to. So when I believe me, when I tell you, when someone means for something to stay secret, that's exactly what's going to happen by any means necessary. And if that means causing a diversion and misleading other people to believe something else, so while they're looking to the left, you over here to the right, then that's just what has to be done.
yeah. As far as like secret societies, I don't really think a lot of what they doing is secret. I think they just want people to think it's more secret than it is. I mean, cause like like groups like maybe like the Masons, something like that. If you really just went out and really just looked, I mean, the information is actually out there. I mean,
Yeah, how are they being
lot.
secret when they walking around and they hold like one of my stars owns a shirt and her dad's a Mason and we sell when I go in and help her, we're selling not only all fraternal and sorority gear, we sell Masonic gear also. I don't think they're being secret. They're right here. We're selling their shirts. They stuff costs the most expensive stuff in the store. You know what I mean? We
Yeah,
try to
yeah,
check. She will check a lodge and verify. Now you're not gonna come up in her store talking about let me get a no. She gonna check. She got a way now to at least verify that somebody can verify that you are an active Mason. I mean, not even that you are who you say you are, or she won't sell you any gear. She just won't. Her dad
yeah,
want, that's her dad's store and he's a Mason and you ain't finna just be coming up in there putting stuff on your car claiming people's stuff. So she don't play. But yeah. There no one's hiding. What do you Spooky Deep? Spooky Deep will always keep the interest of I don't want to say slow people, but people whose mind can't figure out, let them if they can figure all that out, they can figure out all the history of Masonic stuff, but you ask them to do a algebraic equation and see what happens. Or multiplication, okay? Ask them what 7 times 4, see what you come up with. Oh, but you don't find out all the mysteries of the universe, but you can't multiply. I don't believe you.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know all this information, but you can't
yeah,
you
yeah,
can't read past a fourth grade level. I don't believe you.
yeah. I remember. Yeah, yeah. I remember. One of one. I met some fraternity brothers, and I remember seeing them there. And I remember I mentioned like the Masons, and they were like, "Say, oh, the OGs." So I'm like, oh, okay. I said, so like when I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, they're connected. So I'm like, okay, I said, okay, that's kind of certain things they kind of add made sense to things like I didn't notice before, but now I noticed them. But yeah, before let me go and add La Neutral on the panel. Okay.
Hi,
Oh, okay, there we
Zero.
go. Hey, how you doing?
How you been? I'm amazing.
Pretty good. Yeah. I see your Instagram. I ain't gonna say
Ah,
much, but we gonna leave it there.
yeah,
All
what is
right.
pain? Hi.
Yeah, honey.
Yeah, what is pain and pleasure really? I kind of
Okay.
speaking on myself, I view pain differently. It could be a good and a bad thing. Like pain can be a sign of healing, So like when I was younger, I've always been athletic, you know. And so I'm used to pushing, past pain. And
Oh, yeah.
um like I was in drill team drum squads when I was younger. Then I did weightlifting in school. And we always did like parades and competitions and things like that. And like my muscles would get really, really sore, but we had to do practice, like damn near every day drills, running. If somebody was sloppy in the drill team and like you're a little more advanced or you've been there longer, they would make you run, you know what I'm saying? So we had to be like accountable and responsible they really pushed me hard to a point where mentally, I don't think I was really like at home. I had problems at home, like trauma and stress that I never shared with them. So I had a little bit of like emotional, problems, mental, problems and torment and things like that I still deal with. But I, it almost was like became stress, and then it also add manifested pain in my body physically. So like with tension, it just made my muscles even more, worse. So like I'll get to a point where like when it came to regular pain for building muscle or whatever, becoming stronger, sometimes if I don't work out, like because I'm athletic or whatever, if there's times where I don't work out because I did have like two babies or whatever, and I had to let my body heal during my downtime and time of healing, I also get a pain from when I don't work out. Like I'll feel weak. My body will feel stiff. I'll get pain even if I don't work out. It's like I have to work out or I'm gonna be in pain. And if I work out, I'm gonna be in pain, but it's like a feel good pain. It's like, oh yeah, like when I work out and I build muscles and I get sore muscles, it feel good. I can massage it, feel good. Like when I'm stronger. So for me, um, I find pleasure and feel good pain, but I don't find pleasure in like pain that's like from trauma or injuries, like I've fallen a couple of times. Like for example, like I did I've been ice skating one time. I don't know if you guys ever been ice skating when I was younger with some drill team members when I was younger, and like it was fun, but I fell and like effed up my knee. Like the next day I woke up with like bruises. I mean, I would do it again to have fun, but the pain, I don't think I could really, handle the pain. I would make sure I wear knee pads. You kind of get what I'm saying. So that's all I want to say.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Quentin Emerson for the for the support. Appreciate you, brother. Supporting that $1 movement. But yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess if you had been here earlier, I read a article about it, like saying how dopamine controls both the pleasure and the pain. So yeah, like like that example you gave of working out, of working out, like say you feel a good pain, but when you weren't working out, the pain just felt bad all around. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you gave example of how pain can actually feel you actually kind of get pleasure from it.
Yes, I do. And as an athlete, I've undergo all kind of injuries, from not really knowing how to train correctly or over working out or not knowing about warm up and cool downs. Like for me, I love to just get to the choreography, like, and I want to skip stretching. I want to skip jogging. I just want to get to my working out. I want to get to the choreography. So what ends up happening is the stretching and the warm-ups help condition the body, and it helps prevent injury. So I've undergo a lot of injuries, and so I have a lot of injuries that I deal with, but I still push past it. But sometimes people look at you and just think you got it all, and it's just so easy because you're smaller, but they don't even know like how many injuries I have, plus the trauma and the pain, and then the people pushing my buttons. But I know my trigger. I know what my triggers are, and I know how to stop. But at the same time, I'm not a robot. I'm a human. You keep pushing me, and I'm gonna just be like, pull up. If you got something to say to me, pull up. It's not hard to slide in my DMs and say hi, but it's so easy to go into the comments or indirectly go to other platforms and like speak on me indirectly. And I don't just speak for me, I speak for uh 1 million other leaders, of a revolution that's not going to be televised, what I'm saying, around the world globally, and I digress.
Okay, Virgie, you got anything you want to say, or not? Neutral, you got anything else you want to add, or is that
I was listening to her whole story. I get it. Oh my gosh. I don't know what all those years as a kid, that track and field, exercise, cheerleading, drill, and a lot of us doing more than one thing at a time. You was never doing one. You doing about 4 or 5 things at a time. And I don't know how I was pushing through, be out there about to pass out. It's extra hot. You can't feel like you can run another mile. I mean, all of that conditioning. I always like to say, they gave endurance for a lot of stuff now, but the pain, that's one pain. I'd much rather deal with some physical pain. I mean, nobody wants any pain, but at least you can find some remedies. You got to do what you got to do sometimes. Sometimes you can work, you can ride stuff out, but ultimately, you got a quicker chance of getting out of, dealing with physical pain than that emotional pain, which is but goes back to why I was saying, well, what are people trying? What type of pain are they trying to get out of? If it's some physical and they need some help, go and find you. You don't have to every time. Pain medication may not be. It doesn't have to be that. There could be. There's so many ways and treatments and options, and sometimes it involves all of them. But emotional pain, that's something completely different, and that's where if people are taking pain things for pain to try to escape emotional, they will end up in a hole that I don't wish that on anybody, but the truth, because that's not what that's meant for. That's not, you're not supposed to, first of all, that you're not supposed to live a life where every day you wake up like, man, I feel so good. I can take over. No, that's not realistic every day. You got days where you feel better than others. You got days where you don't know, I ain't doing nothing. I don't even want to get out to bed. That's life. But to wake up thinking you're supposed to be feeling high as the sky every day, well, what happens when you can't feel that? Then that turns into a whole another type of pain. So, man, this is a topic. It's a good. I like it, Zero, that you brought this to the table. As Miss Leave, let me see, Lua was saying,
Yes.
she not exercising.
Yeah.
That's something to break some stuff. I know it. I always go in my body. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm sluggish. I hurt so bad. I have to say, get up, Bridget, and exercise. I have to make myself do it. I don't want to do it. I used to love to do it, and then I stopped wanting to do it. I want to get back to where I love doing it again.
Yes, ma'am. I like how you just said that when you said I used to love doing it and getting back to doing it again. Like yoga was that one thing for me where I can
Girl,
do every day, but like it was certain people that came into my life and mentally just
yeah,
destroyed me. You know what I'm saying? And
do.
I allowed that, and that's where I'm trying to get back to, like that natural
I
high. It
want it
was
back too, Lord. I will wake up at 5. I didn't have to be up to 5:45 or 6. I would wake up at 5 on purpose and put in a 45-minute killer workout. Okay, and before bed, I put in an hour, another hour. So we're talking 2 hours a day, and I love to do. It wasn't like, oh, this is a dread. Them 45 minutes would go by so fast. I would be running late because I was so into the workout. Now I gotta force myself to stretch. Like what? I don't know what happened there, but I suggest I get back on it because I got a birthday. I ain't getting no younger, and I
yes,
hate to
ma'am.
lose that part of myself that all these years, is a part of me. I will probably go into a depression. I don't know what would happen, but I just can't. I gotta find that part of me back that went from I used to love X. I used to love it. Now why is it such a force? What happened? I don't understand. But I'm gonna figure it out.
Like with the I like how you brought up like the force, the resistance force, like it actually becomes stronger, and and that causes us to keep pushing. It's more of a force, so we can become stronger. Like remember when you would do your workouts and then it started getting boring to the body, to the
Yeah.
muscles, and you had to add that more weight. I
So
think
you
it's like
added more
that.
to it. Yep. You're like, well, let me add this little thing. And like, yeah, once you start getting stale or it became too easy, you step it up. And I don't know. You check when you said something to me, like, man, I used to love doing it. Like, I didn't need no, but I had to force myself. It was like I enjoyed it, and now I don't have that anymore. And I'm gonna get it back. Maybe this is my birthday present to myself, where I say, you lost that part of yourself that you was on, and you was not playing about your twice a day. At least at the very minimum, stretching or yoga. It don't even got to be no full, you know what I mean? Running 5 miles. It don't have to even be all that. No, just simple stretching, Pilates, and yoga was enough. And I lost it, and I'm gonna get it back.
You can and you will. Like now with it everything warming up, you know, I have to I'm like, what are the steps that I'm going to take to get back to where I was? First, I got to figure out where I'm at with it. Like I could do a 2-minute run every day and I'm straight and I feel good. Running also was my thing. Tennis was my thing, but building it back up, like at home workouts work or just dancing, not even like doing choreography, just freestyling because that was my favorite in drill team.
Right.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well, you motivated me to think about something. I thought I was the only one. Like, what happened? I didn't even think twice. I just did it. And now I'm like forcing myself. I don't know. I don't know what happened. It doesn't matter what happened. All that matters doesn't matter what you lost. I think the only thing that matters is get it back.
I like that. Like dancing really, really helps. And I know Zero's into the dancing. That's why I kind of got it.
Yes, is he, girl? You got to come to our dance parties we've been doing, honey. You would love it.
I told him I could cha-cha.
Stuff up, honey. I don't know what I be doing. I'm not a dancer anymore. I'm not finna be out here trying to look like I'm a background dancer for Beyonce, but I can make stuff up and have a good time, and just freestyle with it and just be goofy. I still have that, okay?
Yes, it's like the one thing they can't like take from us. That's one thing I like about culture
They sure
and
can.
tradition is good food, good people, and some good music, and I'm good.
Yeah, that's in your bone. If you anybody that's ever danced, man, that's Zero when we talking about that one day. That's stuff in your bones, man. That's in your soul. That's why I be saying sometimes, man, I can't move if I can't feel it in my soul. That's in your bones. It don't even. It's the way you walk. I can tell by the way a person walks. They be having choreographer and just walking down the steps and don't even realize it because
Yeah.
everything is like 1, 2, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. You don't even know you be counting in your head.
Well, yeah, if you're doing choreography, I mean, yeah, some people do it. I mean, some people get like, dancing by counting the head. Like some people, like me, I just go by like the beat, like, because like, I mean, I guess like the deeper I got into it, like, dance, like the more I started, like noticing, because like, I mean, when you get deep, when you've been doing it for a while, like you start like kind of like you start noticing certain things about music more, and like I know it's like when I walk sometimes, like it's like it's almost there. I mean, there is a rhythm, when people say like, yeah, people walking with rhythms, like, yeah, that's actually a thing, like there is an actual rhythm.
Right. It's like you walking in the room. It almost like you just walk. I can't explain it, but yeah, you did. That's just how you walk, though. It's
Yeah,
like you just
yeah,
walking in with
yeah.
this force, like.
Yeah. I mean, it's like when you walk a rhythm, it's like even if like something unexpectedly happened, like it's like you kind of move away, but it's like it didn't even break your stride. It was like it's
Yeah.
almost like it didn't, almost like you knew it was there or something like that, even though you had no idea, it was going to happen or not.
It's really funny, but one time we were in a parade and we had to stop for there was parts of the parade you have to stop for like to perform in front of the judges, and we were performing a state. The captain called out a certain choreography we had to do, and it's kind of almost like a ripple effect kind of thing where you're like in line, but it's like a long line and y'all each behind each other, and we had to do this turn with our arms are out facing one way. Tell me somehow why my mind tricked itself and I'm doing the choreography and I turned the wrong way. But the crazy thing is when we turned, we had to stop at pause. And you had to pause before you go back into the choreography. It was kind of like a break in the choreography. So I'm the only one turned the wrong way. And I'm just like standing there and I'm like, Oh my God. And I had to stay there and I knew I made a mistake, but I was like, but you know what? If I don't move, nobody else knows that this was not a part of the routine, you know? So I'm just like,
Right.
Yeah,
And
trying
that
yeah,
was
that,
good, right? You added that.
yeah,
That's what they
that,
call like an ad lib. You made it work. It's like they don't know that only you know. You and because you're
yeah,
confident,
that's,
like that
yeah,
confidence is what gives people away. If that
yeah.
confidence say, yeah, this how I'm supposed to be, then people, but you got to make them believe it. That
Yeah,
confidence.
yeah. Especially when I was like, there's a crew of freestyle. Like, it's like you can mess up a move if you don't let people know that you messed with that move. They never even knew that you even messed it up. They be like, think, oh, okay, oh yeah, you meant to do that. But
Yes. Ain't that life though? A lot of us, they be like, they swear you got it together. They swear like, man, your life must be perfect. You got everything together. You did all these great things. You made all these goals, and I be like, girl, do you know how many mistakes do I made? I just be flopping through half the time. I figured it out by okay, I got lucky or I got blessed. I still fumble through stuff, but I know that I know because I know myself and I ask for help from a higher source, from the source, it's okay for me to mess up. So my mess ups actually don't ever show because I've admitted that I'm a big old mess up. You know what I mean when I said mess up. I'm not too proud to
yeah,
say what in the world am I doing. I did this all the way backwards because you can really do everything right and get the wrong results, but you can also do everything wrong and get the right results.
yeah,
And so I just don't try to act like, well, I did everything. Just so trying to sound like I did it all perfect. Like, child, I be messing up all the time. But you know what? I believe in grace, and I have it, and it'll work itself out. But you know, that comes with a lot of sacrifice and pain too. You see, people will want what you have, but they don't want to do what it is you did to get it.
Yes, I like how you said that, which reminded me of art. It's like a art, dance, the art, fight, the art, the walk, the art, your life is like lifestyle is like it's like an art, it's like a science to it, like you said. And I remember like I was told I was an abstract artist, from other artists, and what ends up happening is when I do my art, I've been doing it since I was a child, but it's just in my blood. My dad was an artist. My mom always had me around artists and then just living in the ghettos and the hoods and then the suburbs and then getting sent back to the ghetto. You seen art everywhere. And I remember when I would draw, like recently I was drawing my art and I had my son draw some art too. I said, draw some art. And he drew something and he spelled out a word and it was supposed to be, I forget what the word he used, but the letter was supposed to be with like a P, but he put a B, because he's still learning. And he's 7. And I told him, I said, Papa, you're supposed to spell this with a P and not a B. But I don't want my child to think like I'm trying to correct all of his mistakes because I don't want to shut down his creativity. So I said, can I fix that for you? Or no, can I show you how to fix that without, messing it up? Because mistakes to me are like is like art for me. You know what I'm saying? And so what I went back and did, I just drew a line down longer and I connected the two circles into one, which made a line in the middle of, one, circle. So what I did was add some triangles in there and I add some more triangles and some zigzags in the line and, kind of added some shadow to the letter. And then there was some other letters like A. I think he made like play and then something else at the bottom. And I add that design in a couple of the other letters with the zigzags and triangle. And when you look at it, you can never tell that there was a mistake there. You know what I'm saying? So I look at mistakes like art, like, oh, if that's a mistake, I can add a design. It actually helps me make a design to cover it up or conceal it. And you'll never know it was a mistake. I just say it's an art.
yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of things have been discovered through through mistakes and whatnot. And I'm sure plenty of examples of art art that has been discovered purely out of mistake. They might have been trying to do one thing and then came up did something completely different, and now it's something that people remember, and it's like, oh, I'm glad I made this mistake. And one example I can give, like far as art, like dancing, like the dancing known as locking was actually created from a mistake. The creator of the dance, Don Campbell, he actually when he created the lock, he was actually trying to do the funky chicken, and he didn't know how to do it right. So like funky chicken supposed to like kind of more fluid, but like he kept locking it in. And I guess like one of the guys I was trying to show how to do it, he liked how he did it. He said, "Do it again." He kept doing it, and I guess he, he created a whole dance behind it. Because I think like when he was like in the clubs, whatever, people was like laughing at him because of him doing that way. And like one of the things that he would do when I guess like people laughing at, he'll just find one person, he'll just do something, he'll point at them, do something else, point at them, he just keep pointing at that person, like, and I guess they kind of like start like the points, and I guess like later on he had them like claps and all different other type of moves to it, and then eventually going on Soul Train, you know doing the dance, and then eventually creating their own dance group which pioneered street dancing for everybody. Made them made. I mean, of course, now they world famous and all that, but it started off like with a group of kids just dancing. And I know he tried to, I know like when they were on Soul Train, like all the dance and stuff like that, they weren't getting paid to dance. They were just on TV, and he was like, and like Don was actually trying to fight for him, and and they kicked him off because of that. And I mean, yeah, of course, that's when we started the group, and then they got famous, and then he ended up coming back to Soul Train as the group the Lockers, or let's say originally called the Campbell Lockers, and put on the show. And I don't know if they still have that video, like where Don Cornelius was talking about it, and you like say, yeah, it's good to have you, back, after I think you said Pam Brown, but I mean, some people said I think he might have had something to do with it, but I think she was the one that had said something to him. But as far as that, like he was coming back Soul Train, but not as like one of the dancers, but as one of the acts, and he did even better just through that. But But yeah, it just kind of show you. It kind of shows you, like mistake. You never know. Like that mistake might lead to something. Some might change your whole life, or maybe even change the world somehow. Who knows? It might make an impact. So yeah, you never know.
Yeah, this is a day. You did good today, Zero. We get some. See, that's
Yeah,
usually to go. First,
Remember?
you
yeah,
You
start
yeah.
on
remember?
That,
one thing, and then we attract what we are. I don't care what nobody says. At the end of the day, we attract what we are. There's no way you could have coincidentally, just unless you just sent out, I mean, to know a former dancer, a former, all the similarities. That's, you attract what we are, which means that's a good thing. Which is why I quickly learned from my mistakes. I don't care how much, if somebody is on a completely different page, it's not that I can't befriend you. I can love you through as a human person, but every time I allow something in that ain't got no business in, there's problem and destruction comes. And it's okay to separate yourselves into knowing, this ain't gonna work. This is gonna be a train wreck, because we don't think alike. We don't. There's nothing there. Doesn't mean I don't. I wish bad for you, But I had to learn, and my mama told me, she said, Bridget, you get people, you're gonna need to make friends. Because I was friendly to everybody, but she was right. Who understand you and you understand them. There is no competition. There is no there won't have no ulterior motives, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
Which was why I, when I joined the sorority, it was, well, we all thought alike. We were similar and we didn't have issues. That doesn't mean, people didn't get that. It was like, well, when you go to college, you're gonna end up, there weren't many options. Okay. I mean, there are things to do, but that was one of the ways to for us to not have children prematurely. There was a lot of benefits, but being around people like yourself, I don't even remember having arguments in college. Like nobody fought. I mean, you didn't like something, you looked the other way.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even not like anything. You were too busy, this thinking of my nerves, too busy loving your, just living. And so I get when people choose to want to just be around them, things that remind them of themselves, because they don't want to be fighting. They don't want to be trying to, you bring someone around who has no similarity and you think, oh man, this would be cool. They're all right. Next thing you know, you don't know the whole time they're looking at you and wanting something that you have. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see it because you think you're just a regular person. You're just humble and regular. You don't realize, you don't know, like, honey, no, they want something. They want your legs and they may not want it in the way you think they want it. Or they want, my mama was right. She was right. And she was right. I mean, that's just bottom line. But that doesn't mean everybody, you shouldn't be around different people, because it's like we're different, but yet we also have common denominators.
Yes, I like how you
Yeah.
said, mom said, like make friends, but something I guess be aware that with the ulterior motives, it's almost like sometimes when you're a friendly person and you know, you're that child that's just like you're friendly, but you may not really be aware of the dangers
Uh huh.
out there, but it's like you don't really know as a child like that. You have to use discretion. Like with discretion, I can have a friendship, but there's gotta be discreet. And I think people don't understand that. And then like you like some red flags is just like I can't give a pass for it now because like I've been through down that road and I know better. And sometimes people still come at me like that. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna just have to cut you off because you just don't
Right.
understand.
And you have a right to do that. A public service announcements. People have the right to cut your ass off. Okay, I don't know where in the land of YouTube you all think somebody can wake up one day and say, Zero can say, you know what, I really ain't rocking with Beach no more. I mean, she moving slimy. I don't care to move with her. He has a right to do that. I'm
Yes.
just making a point because some of you all think once you started talking with somebody, like y'all are bound by the gods to forever hold hands and walk through YouTube land. You have a right to decide. Each and every one of us has a right to decide. I really not feeling this. I'm gonna go do something else. That doesn't mean you got to get gang stalked, harass, dogs. Like people like be my friend or else. This is how YouTube really acts. Either be my friend or else I'm going to ruin your life. You all are crazy.
They are.
People have and I accept that. I don't even, it doesn't bother me if someone don't want to deal with me, but people have a right to decide you're not their cup of tea. You
Mm-mm.
can't make somebody by force or intimidation or harassment deal with you. I don't know what in the YouTube hell is going on, but I'm noticing that a lot of people are, if you don't, it's like if you be nice to them, they'll try to act like they doing you a favor, but I won't thumbs down your video, or I won't talk about you. But no, you can't make me do anything. And if you're gonna not like me, then I'd rather you just not like me. But I'm not gonna be held hostage
Yes.
by a social media, friendship that is this is social media. I'm not even gonna see you. You know what I'm saying? So you all let people go when they decide they don't want to come to your channel no more. They don't want to visit it. They're doing something else. Let them do that. You don't gotta start. Oh, they acting funny. No, maybe they just grew. Sometimes we outgrow people.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they just don't like. It could just be they just don't like you. Okay, and that's okay too. Guess what? It's okay to not be like everybody is not gonna like you. You like you. You
True.
love you. And that's all I wanted to say. I just had to vent that out real quick. Okay. All right. I'm good.
Yeah, that'd be $100 for that therapy session. All
Hey,
right.
I saw V in the chat, Zero. She found you. Hey, V, I saw you. And I saw
Yes,
somebody.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
Nikki.
I
I saw
see it.
Nikki too.
Yeah, I seen it.
But you all disrespect. I mean, people don't have to. I don't know why people think, and that's not even realistic in the real world. So how is there, they're laws. This is, people don't have to like you. That don't mean they hate you. It doesn't mean they wish you were gonna fall off a cliff or the face of the earth. It just means they're doing other stuff or they're moving in a different direction. If you were you should just respect that and be like, okay, do you, boo? I thought that's what people did. I came from the world of okay, do you? I don't care. But apparently that's not how it works out here in these streets. I see. It's either people think either you with us or against us, and it's like, no, I'm neither for. I'm neither. I'm not against you, and I'm not for you. I'm neutral. I don't care.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, like how this world is set up. It's like it's set up to give you like two choices, either one or the other. And there is no other options, even though they are there. But it's like if you do that, like it's just, I mean, you're kind of going outside the box when you start choosing other options. Cause like, yeah, like being neutral is an option. I mean, it's like like that saying, everybody said it's two sides of everything. No, it's three sides of everything. It's your side, the other person's side, and what really happened.
Yeah, the truth. Like
Yeah,
I like I don't know what causes that collide or that clash. I don't know what it is because I remember like drill teams would clash like, and it might not even be like an attack towards that drill team, but it might be attack towards one person in the drill team. And it's like, okay, but this person is like our family now. Like, how do we, we don't want nothing to happen to them, but I've seen like we try, like what we did, we would pull guys and girls out the streets. We'll get the guys to be the drummers and the girls to be the steppers. And some of these guys were young guys, gang affiliated, you know what I'm saying? And I guess the gangs didn't really want them from the streets because like that street life they would shoot up our competitions and we were all kids, you know what I'm saying? Like competitions used to always get shot up. You like one of our practices got shot up. I remember one time at night, and like there was like a Burger King nearby the building we were renting where we had all our trophies in, and the women would add the sequence on our dresses and things like that. So we had to run to like the nearest Burger King, but everything was locked, and we was just like banging on the door, like let us in, let us in. They shooting out here. They didn't even want to let us in. But it's just I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Like if I'm not I don't know how that works, but I guess some people I don't know. I don't know.
Mm.
yeah,
Well, I'm gonna thank you, Zero, for letting me come on. I can tell you, honey, I don't know what is it about
yeah,
StreamYard with your battery down to like it's like you was just on. I just had 40, 50%, and I ain't even did anything. StreamYard
yeah,
will
yeah,
run. So when you
Stream y'all will run your battery down. Yeah, it's not.
okay, I always be like every time I look up and the thing be on the in the teens, and y'all know once you get to the teens, it's over. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah,
you just can't get a. You get to the teens
yeah.
and then you look back and it's at 5%. Like you was just at 18. Like so, I already know what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna just go ahead. I know somebody else gonna
Well,
come on next. It was good to meet you, Zero. If
well,
anybody, I'm
well,
gonna
well,
check
well,
in and I'm
well,
also I can
well,
plug into
well,
their channels too. So if y'all
Bridge, I was about to get ready to end it anyway, because I was cause you done gave me some topics we could touch on
okay,
for other
we're gonna
lives.
come back. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Well, I learned some stuff, and I'm gonna be looking for you on the chat. If your link is there, or I'll find you. They got it now. We can't even click on the dang on avatar. They got to make it so hard. So I'll be plugging in anybody in the chat. I see that I'm not already plugged or sub to. I don't think they made that big old deal about we can't say subscribe anymore, and I ain't seen nobody get their channel deactivated because they said subscribe. So I'm just like, you know.
it used to be like YouTube would just like take your comments down when you said it like in a live, but now they don't even bother with that anymore.
Yeah, so I'm going through now and I see a few people, so I'm going and you guys support the movement. We really been making some moves with that little dollar movement. Y'all just don't know.
Yeah,
It's even some people y'all some Zero, you weren't so hard, but some of the guys was fighting us. I don't want no cash app. I don't do that, and they got one, and I'm very happy this what they got one so that we can support, and just say here's a couple dollars for your time.
yeah.
So
I
thank you
mean,
for
It doesn't make no sense. Like you gonna come on YouTube tomorrow. I don't want no money. I get where that comes from. It's like that whole like, well, because we black, we're not trying to make money out of people, but it's like you're on YouTube. It's a business, so you're gonna
right.
eventually make money off of it. So yeah, like if people want you to succeed, they have no problem like supporting you as
Yes,
long as
and
you
you can
put that
put it
money
back in your channel. Right. Yeah,
yeah,
it's okay. Yeah, it's like, come on, man. You'll go to go out to eat and sit at a table and hold a table hostage with your friends and drink and eat. And, you leave the waitress a little tip or service. It's not going to hurt you. And then you get it back when it's your turn. So that's how I look at it because everybody out that's participating, I've seen get it back.
yeah,
They get that
yeah.
so thank you everybody for supporting the movement.
Yeah. I think I definitely got some going tomorrow, but I'll let you. Yeah, I'll let you know later, Bridget. But
Okay, cool. All
yeah,
right. Well, I see y'all in the on the streets because I know somebody else is on or be on next. Y'all know how to do around. You clear, and it was
yeah,
nice to meet you, Lua. I'll be looking for you. Does she have a channel?
Pleasure talking to
yeah,
you.
She
yeah,
does.
yeah, yeah.
Is she?
I think you got like 3 or 4 channels, don't you?
I got so many channels. You know me. I stay on top of these trolls. I get
Okay,
tired of them
girl.
talking about me on one account. I get in my other account.
Oh, girl, I will try to find you. I don't see a unless Zero put your link in the chat. I will definitely click on and go and I don't see the other lady. Did you put her in the chat or can I just not find?
I put her in there early. You know, Mahogany. Yeah, I put her link in there earlier.
Dang, it must be not showing up now. Let me see. I'm
Yeah,
trying to go all the way up. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. I found her. Okay, I had to go super to the top. Okay, cool. So I just plugged into her, and then if you, the main channel or wherever you be at, um, I'll find you, Lua, or well, I don't know. I probably won't be able to find you. Mahogany root. So I found Mahogany. Okay. So I just clicked on that was it, right? Mahogany, that was the one you put in the
yeah,
chat, right? Because I'm just saying I won't be clicking on the wrong person. And I
yeah.
put her
Mahogany
note.
works.
All right, and then Miss Lua, what's your main page? You have a main page? I'll find the other ones through the other ones. You have a main page where he can copy up and paste and put in the chat, and I can
I'll
go in.
I'll subscribe. I'll subscribe to you. You'll know it's me.
Okay. Just you. Okay, cool. I hear you, girl. I hear you. Okay, I got you. All right. Well, I
All
love you
right, take
guys.
care.
Quentin, I
Much
see you in the
love.
chat
All right.
too. See y'all on the
Yeah.
streets. Nice to meet you. We'll talk soon, guys. All right.
Yeah.
Bye
Love you
bye.
too. All right. Yeah. So you got last words, long neutral?
Well, it was a pleasure speaking with you. Thanks for letting me get on the platform and have a voice. So take care, Zero. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. Yeah, looking forward to hear from you soon, and we gonna talk later on IG. So yeah, let me give you some shout outs. I ain't did that in a minute. Uh, so yeah, like I said, shout out to Quentin and Nikki C for your support to the $1 movement. So shout out, of course, Bridget This Beach is better. Shout out to her. Shout out to Just at Shore. Shout out to Just 20. Shout out to Sunny Stormy. Shout out to High Rose MJ. Shout out to Dominic B. Let's see who else. Shout out to Ankh Neutron. Uh, shout out to KB. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Yeah, so yeah, I appreciate y'all for either, being in the chat, showing love, doing your thing, and shout out to y'all who are on the panel. I'm definitely gonna do a lot more, like it's like I don't know what it is about Bridge, but Bridge be give me some ideas. She be keeping me motivated. So I appreciate that. So, her and Nikki, they be motivating me. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this, but I appreciate y'all for coming stop by my channel, showing some love, you know, contributing to the conversation. I really appreciate it. So I'm gonna end this live, holding this about vibrations, people, and I'll see y'all later. Have a great night.